have some carbs. I haven't eaten carbs in like forever. I was in a low carb diet for so long, for years. And then you're like, I need you to eat. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get like super fat again, right? That's first thing that went into my mind. And then you said, okay, 300 carbs and then 200 for the rest of the week. And I want to see how you're doing. And within days, I was feeling so freaking good. I was losing weight. And I was like, I started having color again on my skin. Like I was so pale. I was exhausted. I was literally falling asleep at the gym, you know, just sitting there not even exercising, just sitting there. And I started listening. And from then on, I was like, whatever Jet said, I do.
I think there was one point in that conversation where, I was like, all right, put a cup of rice with every meal. And then the next day, cut it back down and do that. And you were saying that like, oh, there's no way I haven't done it. It's like, well, it's the only thing you haven't tried, and nothing else has worked. So it can't be that bad of a thing to do. The worst thing that happens, you put on a little bit of water and it comes off. And then I remember you saying that reminded me of a few weeks out from the contest, you got stuck. And I was looking at your diet while you were doing your set, and I was like, throw some fats on that last meal. Throw a tablespoon of mackerel oil on that salmon or something tonight. And you woke up and you're like, my weight went down. I was like, yeah, there we go. You can't really go low calorie for a long period of time. It makes sense. So, and
I'm so used to it the way that we do it. Like I am like, you know, everyone asks me, it's like, are you still doing a diet? And I was like, I'm just eating healthy. You know, I'm feeding my body what it needs, and I'm following the directions of my coach. That's what I'm doing. Because I was kind of scared, like after getting off of, you know, competition prep, how my body was going to react when I introduced food again, the way that I'm doing now. And I was a little concerned because I heard so many weird stories, you know, how your body can react and how much fat you can, you know, gain again and whatnot. And I'm like, I've worked so hard. I know that I have to build again because I want to do this again. I want to push my body into a better condition, you know, for next time. And I know that I have to grow, and I know that I have to do different things, but I was so scared at the beginning. But everything that you have, like, I learned that as long as I tell you everything that I feel and how I'm, you know, how things are working, and I follow what you tell me, things just eventually works out. You know, it might be the next day, but it might be in the next few days, but it's been working out for me. So I'm blessed about that I don't have to think about it. I don't have to stress about it. I have to follow it. I follow the regimen, and that's it.
Yeah, sometimes people will tell me stuff, and I may not even respond for a while because I'm thinking about it. And, you know, I'll hit them back, okay, well, what about this? And they're like, oh, okay, well, here's what you need to do. And so you got to be, if you know that something's going on and you tell whoever's helping you, give them some time to think it out. Be patient. Well, there's a lot of troubleshooting in this, and life is troubleshooting. I mean, if you're not fixing problems, you're not growing. So when things come up and people get butthurt or sad, like, oh, this is life. Like, as soon as you fix that problem, another one's coming around. So you better just get ready. That's how it's going to be until you retire and you're happy. And so, actually, your rebound phase went really well. You know, you ate what you wanted and still kept clean with stuff, and we're now kind of on cruise until, you know, I guess the holidays are over, and then we'll go from there. But just the amount you changed in that period of time, it's like, and I've said this when I talk about you with other people, I'm like, you know, she does that amount of changing again, it's lights out for everybody else. So that's the goal. And I've said the same thing with you and everybody else on that team that we had at that show. It's like, we make that big of a change again, it's over for whoever's up there with us. So that's the mentality I want everybody to have going into next year. Now, here's a good question for you, because I think you've already mentioned some of it, but what are the positives of going the correct way about doing what you did instead of going the shortcut way, besides the rebounding and all that stuff? What lessons can you take? and you're backstage. I remember you got a little panic because you got like you were lost. You kept texting me, what do I do? What do I do? I was like, it's all done. Just go out there and have a good time. Fuck. It's all done. You're good. There's nothing you're going to do that's going to make a difference these next couple hours. Just pump up and go out there. There was, I wanted you to tell everybody what, the day of the show, you're backstage. So when you walk out there, what all's going through your head? Because I know you busted your ass for the posing part too. And you were always training with that, practicing. You did it paid off. So I want to know like what went through your head as your day of the contest, as you went backstage, and when you went out there. Let everybody know.
It was it was a little like I felt a little bit out of place because everyone seemed to knew where they were doing, right? Like
yeah.
They're just kind of like, oh yeah, they had everything prepared. The good thing is that I did have amazing coaches like yourself and Kylie that, helped me tremendously with my posing. And she also gave me ideas of things to bring to be more comfortable on my own little space and relax and rest. That's one thing that I learned is like, I need to rest even more next time.
Yeah.
Because I do have conditions and it's not that I'm like, they are controlled, they're balanced in their, but I still like my back started to hurt by the end of the competition, right? It's like the inflammation started to come up again. So, it was one of those things that I wanted to know what was pumping. What do I need to do with this pumping? And it's